For all the latest from the world of motoring, hit that subscribe button and stay connected. Let's start with the most obvious thing. The Husqvarna Svartpilen 250 and its twin, the Whitepilen 250, are probably the most good-looking motorcycles out there in the 250cc segment. The minimalistic and unconventional design will make heads turn wherever you take these machines. But looking good is one thing, and a motorcycle at the end of the day is all about the ride. So does the Svartpilen 250 live up to its looks? Let's find out. The underpinnings of the Svartpilen 250 is almost identical to that of the Duke 250. No surprises there due to the KTM connection. But it gets a different rear subframe that allows the rear to be lower and shorter. Also, the engine and specifications remain identical to the BS6 Duke 250 except for two key things. First is the different and larger 320mm disc which is from the 390 but without the sintered pads, and then the WP Apex big piston USD forks. The engine character of the 250 is something that we have always liked. It has a very unique dual character. Keep the revs lazy and between the 3 and 6k RPM mark, and it is sedate and almost like a commuter bike. Keep the shifts above the 7 and 8k RPM mark, and it is a different beast altogether. It allows to rev and builds them up very quickly. Easy and comfortable cruising is around the 100-110 km per hour mark, and it can do 130 plus speeds quite easily. But we wish Husqvarna had sacrificed a bit of the top end speed for a little bit more punch and torque at lower revs, since the Svartpilen 250 has been placed as a city bike. The 6th gear is rather tall, and while you can cruise around the 55-60 km per hour mark on it, if you want to get moving in a hurry, you're going to have to shift down a gear or two to get going quickly. Being the same engine that we are familiar with, the mileage too was similar and around the 31 km to the liter mark with riding in mixed conditions. Coming to the handling, here is where things are really different from that of the Duke 250. Being a bike that's designed quite clearly for the urban jungle, the Svartpilen 250 did not disappoint. Its front end feels light and easy to maneuver, and it also has a short turning radius. Changing directions felt very easy, and the rather comfortable riding position gives you good control over the bike. This light steering gives you a lot of confidence even if you are in the mood for having some fun pushing the bike around some fast winding roads. But at higher speeds in excess of 100 at 110, it does get a bit too light, with small undulations unsettling the bike. But then again, this is not meant for that, so all is forgiven. Moving on to the braking, the Svartpilen 250 is precise and feels stable with the dual channel ABS backing you up. Although we cannot help but think how much more better it would have been with the sintered pads of the 390. The tires too came as a surprise. The MRF Revs D and FD really performed well in all the mixed conditions that we threw at it, and of course it completes the scrambler look. Two things of concern before we rode the Svartpilen 250 was the seat height and the ground clearance. Interestingly, these did not become an issue. While shorter riders will have to tiptoe, the narrow seat and the overall light feel of the bike never makes you feel uncomfortable. Secondly, the ground clearance was an issue only when there was a combination of high-speed breakers and a pillion. The meter up front, although neatly designed, is pretty basic in function. Apart from the usual, it shows the range and allows you to switch the bike into supermoto mode, which basically switches off the ABS for the rear wheel. While there is nothing really to complain about the build quality, some more attention to detail would have taken the wow factor of the Svartpilen to another level. The beautifully placed branding all around the bike, which is complemented by the unique design, is only let down by the exposed wires and the hoses around the engine. So, if you are in the market for a stylish, easy-to-ride motorcycle for your daily commute, then the Husqvarna Svartpilen 250 is definitely worth a look. It can give you the thrills but also maintain a sense of peace by looking absolutely dashing. Thanks for watching and do check out our channel for more reviews.